Ever feel like the NFL you grew up watching is disappearing? It's not just your imagination. The league is actually tinkering, and some of these new rules and regulations are completely breaking traditional football. From kickoffs becoming must-watch television again.
That's one of the most exciting plays, if not the most exciting play in the game of football, the kickoff.
To the controversial end of the Tush push.
I was thinking about the Tush push.
Tush push.
And the Tush push.
The very fabric of the game is being remade right before our eyes. Today we'll reveal the shocking changes you won't believe are actually happening. Before we dive in, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more straight-up NFL content. Now, let's get started. The Dynamic Kickoff. All right, so those days are literally gone when the kickoff used to be a guaranteed nap break between possessions. For years, it felt like almost every kickoff sailed out of the end zone, leading to a touchback and the ball at the 25-yard line. This was largely thanks to rule changes trying to reduce injuries, and it worked. The touchback rate rose from 16.4% in 2010 to over 60% by 2019. Sure, it was safer, but honestly, it was boring. But now, the NFL has given us the dynamic kickoff, and it's completely game-changing. The 2025 rule change making the new kickoff permanent moved the touchback spot to the 35-yard line for kicks into the end zone.
First, touchbacks on free kicks now go to the 35-yard line.
This is a game changer. Why? Because teams now average 2.21 points per possession when starting at the 35, a solid 12% jump compared to starting at the 30-yard line. That's a huge incentive to force a return. We're already seeing a massive difference. The return rate more than doubled from 2024 to 2025. And these rule changes aren't just about longer drives, it's also about those rare but thrilling onside kicks. Onside kicks. Okay, let's talk onside kicks. For years, they've been football's Hail Mary play, a desperate last resort with incredibly slim odds. Think about it. The success rate was dismal, sitting around just 5.6% in recent seasons. You knew it was coming, everyone knew it was coming, and chances are it wasn't going to work. But now, the NFL is trying to inject some life back into this dramatic play. They've changed the rules, allowing teams to declare an onside kick at any point in the game if they're trailing, not just in the fourth quarter. Imagine the strategic mind games. A surprise attempt in the third quarter could completely flip the momentum. Plus, the alignment has been tweaked slightly, with onside kicks now starting from the 34-yard line instead of the 35, and coverage players allowed to line up a yard closer. The goal? To boost that success rate up to a more exciting 10 to 12%. This adds a thrilling new layer to coaching decisions. These changes aren't just about offense either, they're also reshaping defensive tactics. The hip drop tackle ban.
There's no such thing as a hip drop tackle, only a tackle.
Once we do this, what's next? Can't tackle guys?
Oh, okay.
When we're running next to them?
How about that?
We're gonna ban hip drop tackles.
Player safety is a huge deal for the NFL, and the controversial hip drop tackle was squarely in their crosshairs. This move, where a defender grabs a ball carrier and drops their hips onto their legs, has been banned. Flag will cost a defense 15 yards and an automatic first down. The league's own data drove this change, showing the tackle causes lower extremity injuries at an alarming rate, up to 25 times higher than other tackles. Some players are furious, claiming it makes an already difficult job almost impossible. You might have seen that viral tweet from Dolphins safety Jeevan Holland in 2024. Breaking news, tackling gone banned. It perfectly captured the frustration. Now, defensive players must retrain their bodies to avoid a motion they've used for years. This shift could lead to more missed tackles or controversial penalties, putting defenses at a huge disadvantage in a league that's already heavily tilted toward offense. And it's not just players. Technology is now weighing in on crucial calls too. Instant replay and virtual measurement. Remember all those, was it a first down moments? The league is working to end that with technology. Instant replay assist is getting a big upgrade, with officials in the New York Command Center able to help correct objective calls like face masks or head contact. This is about getting the small, obvious stuff right faster. But the real game changer is virtual measurement for first downs using Sony's Hawkeye cameras. No more huddling around the chains and trying to eyeball a spot. This high-tech system, which tracks everything with incredible precision, can give a near instant answer. While the chain gang will still be on standby, this new process is expected to save about 40 seconds per measurement. It's a massive step towards removing human error from the game's most critical moments. Technology aside, the game's format itself is getting a much-needed facelift for fairness. Overtime rules. The old overtime format was a coin flip for success. The team that won the toss and scored a touchdown on the first drive won, leaving the other team with no chance. It felt incredibly unfair. Now, the NFL has leveled the playing field by aligning regular season overtime rules with the postseason, guaranteeing each team at least one possession, even if the first team scores. This change is designed to create true competitive equality. Regular season overtime is still 10 minutes long, but it's a huge move toward removing the luck of a coin toss from the game's biggest moments. You now have to outplay your opponent, not just win the flip. This change has fundamentally altered a coach's mindset and strategy in close games. The shift toward fairness isn't stopping there, with discussions to shake up the entire playoff system. Playoff seeding shakeup. All right, just think about a 14-3 team being forced to play a road playoff game against a 9-8 division winner. For years, that's exactly how the system worked, with division winners receiving a top 4 seed regardless of their record. But that could be a thing of the past. The Detroit Lions have proposed a rule change that would seed wildcard teams higher if their regular season record is better than a division winner's. While this specific rule was tabled, the discussion isn't over. It's a move toward rewarding the best performing teams and a greater focus on competitive equity. This would make late season games even more intense, as teams would be fighting not just for a playoff spot, but for the highest possible seeding and a potential home field advantage. And believe it or not, even something as simple as uniforms is changing to better connect with fans. Throwback jerseys and alternate pants. In a move that's more about style than strategy, the NFL has relaxed its uniform rules, giving teams and fans more of what they want. Teams can now wear their throwback or alternate uniforms 4 times per season, up from the previous 3. But the real kicker is that teams can now wear alternate pants in the playoffs for the first time in 2025. This might seem small, but it's a big win for fan engagement. Teams can also pair alternate helmets with their regular uniforms, giving them even more flexibility. These changes add a layer of fun and personalization, allowing teams to honor their history or just look different on the biggest stage. But for the NFL, change starts long before the pros ever hit the field. College football's ripple effect. These aren't just pro football changes, they're having a massive impact at the collegiate level. College coaches are already adjusting their styles and training methods to align with the NFL's new emphasis on player safety, particularly tackling technique. With the NFL Prioritizing speed and agility over sheer power, college recruiters are shifting their focus to find players with those specific traits. The evolution of passing schemes and data-driven strategy in the NFL is also trickling down, influencing college play calling. By bringing college regulations and the pro game closer together, we can say the NFL is taking the right step towards ensuring the next generation of talent is better prepared for the professional ranks, making for a more seamless transition. And the one thing influencing every decision in the NFL now, you guessed it, the rise of analytics. If you think football is just about who has more powerful players on the team, well, it's not the case. Data and analytics are changing everything. The NFL uses next-gen stats powered by AWS with RFID chips in players' equipment, tracking their movements in real time. This deep dive into the numbers has led to major changes, like a proven decrease in concussions by 25% between 2018 and 2022 due to better equipment designed with analytics. But it's not just about safety. Analytics are influencing everything from play calling strategies to draft picks. Coaches are using data to make better fourth down decisions, and front offices are using models to evaluate college prospects. It's making the game safer, smarter, and more interesting than ever. Speaking of safety, a simple piece of equipment has made a surprising difference: the Guardian Cap mandate. Sometimes the most impactful changes are the simplest. The Guardian Cap, a padded helmet shell add-on, was mandated for certain players during preseason practices in 2022 and had a huge impact. Concussions for those position groups dropped by 52%. What's wild is that the concussion rate stayed low even after the mandate ended, suggesting a long-term benefit. The mandate was expanded in 2023 to include all contact practices, and the results have been consistent. The Guardian Cap is proof that sometimes a simple, low-tech solution can be incredibly effective in the fight against head injuries, proving that player safety and player performance can go hand in hand. While some rules are for safety, others have sparked major debate about what football even is anymore. The Tush Push controversy. The Tush Push, a quarterback sneak assisted by players pushing from behind, has been incredibly effective for the Philadelphia Eagles. But its success has sparked a huge debate about its place in football, with critics questioning if it's an unfair advantage. The Green Bay Packers even proposed a ban, arguing it takes the skill out of short yardage plays and risks injury. The owners, however, were split, and the vote to ban it was tabled. This highlights a fascinating tension. Do you reward creative exploitation of the rules, or do you preserve football's traditions? It's a debate that pits pure efficiency against the spirit of the game, and for now, the Tush Push remains. And it's not just on the field. Changes are shaking up how teams operate behind the scenes. Beyond the field, rule changes aren't just limited to the game itself. The off-season and scouting processes are also being refined for greater fairness and efficiency. Teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers pushed for a rule change allowing direct contact with free agents during the 2-day negotiation period, a move aimed at speeding up the process. Teams like the Washington Commanders are also seeking more time to scout potential playoff opponents, providing more flexibility in late season preparation. These adjustments show that the NFL is constantly looking to improve not just the product on the field, but the inner workings of the league itself. It's a testament to how every detail, no matter how small, is under scrutiny. So what's next? The only constant in the NFL is change, and the future is already here. Ultimately, you can say that the NFL is an ever-adapting entity constantly seeking to refine and improve the game we all love. It's a fascinating journey, and as we've seen, these groundbreaking changes are just the beginning. The continuous evolution of rules driven by safety, strategy, and data means the game you watch next season could be fundamentally different from the one you saw last. So, what was the most shocking rule change for you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our next big NFL breakdown.